Hey, how you doing there again, folks? Me again, of course, Brandon Wenzel. Come back at you. Another offering. Off my sampler platter. Yes, indeed, folks. Sampler V series of V's I've been doing for a little while now. Go over there, try out food and drink items. I eat stuff, I drink stuff, then, folks, I'm going to talk about stuff. I'm going to let you know all that you need to know about hopefully delicious stuff. That time I'm doing this, folks, I'm not going to lie. I might be the most appropriate person in the world to go over there and do a special about this particular item. But we'll get to that. Folks, it's super simple format. I'm going to go over there and try out food and or drink items for you. Whilst I'm doing so, I'm yammer on about it for a bit. Whilst I'm doing all that, I'm inside my truck. And whilst I'm doing all that, folks, I'm wearing grody work clothes. Typically, when I'm inside the truck and I'm wearing grody work clothes, that means I was on my way home from work and I found some shit to review for you. And that is definitely the case today, albeit there was a planned aspect to this particular item. Planned and, as it turned out, much more quickly needed aspect to it because, I kind of got a little bit backed up. But what is said item? What are we doing here, folks? Well, at the time I'm doing this, it's Fat Tuesday. And as I stated before, I might be the most appropriate person in the world to go over there and do a special about Fat Tuesday because, I'm a bit of a rotund individual. But yeah, if you're unfamiliar with Fat Tuesday, it's like a religious thing that has to do with, like, it's before Ash Wednesday, and then you've got Lent and stuff. So basically, it's kind of an excuse to gorge yourself before you go over there and starve yourself. Sure. Now, me personally, I'm not with the faith stuff, like, you do you. For me, I look forward to Fat Tuesday specifically because one particular item becomes much more prominent, and that is, boom, fucking Paczkis, or Paczkis, or Punchkis. I tried to look up a pronunciation of it, and it genuinely, people are like, yeah, there's about like 10 you can go with. Oh boy! And if you're unfamiliar, Paczkis are these, like, basically, typically, they're filled donuts with powdered sugar on them. They do go over there and have various, varieties of them. Some they'll use, like, frosting and stuff. But I tend to go for the powdered sugar ones. And I specifically go for the Bavarian Cream filled. These happen to be from Stan's Donuts, a Chicago original. But folks, this is a special. I'm not doing it just one Paczki review. No! Because I'm also reviewing some from, boom! These are also Bavarian Cream. These are from Mariano's, which is a Chicago, Illinois chain of supermarkets. And, I'm not done yet. This one's a little bit lonelier. Boom! I got one from Angelo Caputo's, which is another supermarket chain. By the way, what with these all being Illinois-based areas, this is going to end up on my Eating Out Illinois playlist, which is a playlist for just Illinois local spots. But yes, we're just going to freaking roll with it, man. So we'll start off with the one from Caputo's, since it is solitary. Although, now that I think about it, I should probably go over there and do a thing for the thing, shouldn't I? But, and we'll do, like, I don't know. We'll just kind of do this, I guess. It's going to be a little bit dumb, but that's okay, because it's my show. So we'll do it like this, and we'll go, ha 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 ha. Alright. And we'll start off with the Caputo's one. Yeah, the Caputo's one, that you could just pick them out. Like, they had a whole bunch of flavors, and okay. It's not as weighty as I would expect, but yeah, I feel like the cream a little bit lacking in this one. It's nice and poofy. I like that. Like, the pastry itself tastes really nice. Nice and soft on the inside. I actually used to work at a bakery a million years ago, and we would get these brought in every season for around Fat Tuesday, so that's where I became aware of them. And yeah, that's not bad. But severely lacking in the cream department. Which is a shame, because the cream itself is actually really tasty. Like, whatever cream they're using, it's really nice. Again, the pastry is really good, and I like the poofiness of it, but I feel like you kind of, yeah, you know, and obviously you're going to vary from person to person, you know, what taste you have for it. But for me, I mean, part of the fun, of course, is that, you know, it's a filled donut. You want it to be filled. This, although a tasty pastry, it's nice, it's sweet, there's nothing fundamentally wrong with it. I do feel like it's lacking out on my personal favorite part, which is the Bavarian cream part. And they, like I said, they do have all different sorts of flavors. I even saw ones that had like rose in it and plum and stuff. But typically, you know, it's more just kind of the general fruit flavors and Bavarian cream. And I'm a big fan of Bavarian cream. Yeah. It's good. Plus, I appreciate that I was able to buy just one. I didn't have to go over there and buy an entire case. But I will say, in terms of, again, just I got to keep going back to it. I just don't feel like there's enough cream there. Still good. I've certainly had ones that have been more disappointing, but that ain't bad. Okay. A little bit of a palate cleanser. By the way, buy Snapple Elements. They're really good. I've reviewed all of them, and they're tasty, and they need to stay around forever. I can't lose them again. Ah! Rain is probably my favorite flavor. All right, now we'll go to the Mariano's ones. This was the last case they had of Bavarian cream filled. So, let's get a thing for this. All right. Wow. That was a whole lot of donut and not really much else. I mean, I'm not kidding. I think it's in there, but I got to go in a little bit further. Okay. Okay. Once you get to the ass end of it, that's where you get the cream, which is weird because, like, I went at it from the hole, you know, where they inject the stuff and make your assumptions there. But, yeah, I mean, it took a good bite to really get into it. Compared to the one from Caputo's, this one is much more of a donut. And what I mean by that is, like, it sounds stupid. It might be, but the Caputo's one, I personally felt like the pastry had almost like a bread-like quality. And I actually liked that. I thought that was kind of a nice departure because, you know, like you can get a cream-filled donut from, you know, Krispy Kreme or Dunkin' Donuts or what the hell have you. So I kind of liked, even though I felt like, again, the cream was maybe a little bit lacking, I liked the pastry. Whereas with this, I don't dislike the pastry, but it's definitely much more like a standard donut. The cream ratio still feels off to me personally. I really, you know, I mean, maybe I'm just a big fat guy, but I personally like it when these are really overfilled. Like I've had them where it was like, you know, they're practically bursting out, and that's always the best for me personally. The cream itself is good, but I do think I prefer the cream of Caputo's. This almost tastes more like a banana pudding, whereas the Caputo's taste more like a Bavarian cream. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's not bad. I don't dislike it or anything, but not hitting quite the way I was hoping. But we still have one contender left. And I am the most hopeful for these because they come from an actual donut place. Obviously, we got the Stan's Donut version, which I actually got from another supermarket. I didn't go to Stan's Donuts, but... and this one was the same thing as the Marianos. This was the last one for the Bavarian Cream filled, so apparently I'm in good company. People seem to like that. What the hell is up with you? I think they taped it. Why did you tape it? What the actual... Whatever, man. We're just tearing it. Why did you... Okay. Now these are a little bit smaller, but they seem to be a little bit more on top. A little bit light. So let's see how this goes. Damn. Okay. These are definitely the most donut-like. I mean, granted, donut place, you know. But I was hoping that... Yeah. These ones also feel... They're definitely the densest out of them. Whereas the first one, the Caputos, was very light and fluffy. These, yeah, they're denser, which isn't great. You know, it's not what I'm personally looking for. Also, I feel like they kind of overcompensated with the powdered sugar on these, whereas the other two was a little bit more sparse, but that was fine. Whereas this, well, let's get in, try to get some of the proper cream. And this is kind of the same thing as the last one, like it's all at the ass. Now, folks, Brandon Wenzel likes some booty. I'm just saying. But, you know, it's nice if you can go over there and have a little up front, too. Okay. And you do get a lot of cream at the end. This one almost has like a tapioca pudding vibe. I like tapioca pudding, but like, it doesn't really vibe with my interpretation of a Paczki. Okay. Well, 3 questions have to be asked. Would I get any of these again? Would I recommend them? Which is my personal favorite? Which is the winner out of these 3? Sure, and probably Angelo Caputo's, honestly, which shocks the hell out of me because, like, you know, when I had the first few bites of it, I was like, I kind of feel like this one's going to be maybe my tail end one. But no, I think that the biggest sin that Angelo Caputo's committed was that I felt like the cream, just wasn't filled quite enough. But everything else about it, like I like the texture, I like the distribution of the sugar, and the cream itself was really tasty, and it reminded me the most of like what I've, come to know as like Paczki cream. The other 2, well, not bad. None of them were bad or anything. They felt much more like just donuts, instead of really being a special thing, that real Paczki kind of vibe. And if I was placing them in an order, honestly, Angelo Caputo's would be at top. Mariano's would be second place, but not a close second. And then in a fairly distant third would be Stan's Donuts. Like, I really expected Stan's to be the standout, but I feel like, again, they were just too dense, and then the cream just, while not bad tasting, didn't really come off to me as like a Bavarian cream. Again, it was more like a tapioca pudding. So, yeah, kind of weird results on this one, but all right, sure, why not? 5 things before I get out of here. Have yourself a great rest of your day, spectacular rest of your week, monumental rest of month, stupendous rest of your year. Folks, go over there and have yourselves a truly Fat Tuesday-tastic rest of your life, and I am going to upload this today, so you will get it on Fat Tuesday. Final 2 things. Number 1, try to bring some positivity into the world. It's not always possible. It is, however, always appreciated. But what you do if you can't do it all the time. I know I can't do it all the time. Here's what you're going to do, folks. You're going to try not to be an asshole. Now, folks, not always the easiest thing in the world to not be an asshole. Trust me. I know it. I live it. I'm out there every day with you in it. Life can be stressful and frustrating and just bullshit sometimes, folks. And when we find ourselves in situations where we have to deal with said bullshit, It's important we go over there whenever possible. Take a step back, try to mitigate the level of assholishness in our lives, hopefully do better for ourselves and for those around us. Very final thing, folks, do the thing. Whatever the thing is for you, that's what I want you to go out and do. And folks, I just want to go over there, say, aside from the food stuff, obviously, which is, where I take my personal joy from, if you are somebody who celebrates, Fat Tuesday or Lent or anything like that, I hope that whatever you intend to get out of it, you get out of it. Like, again, I can't speak to my person, and as far as that's concerned, but I don't want to go over there and debase, your spiritual stuff down to some donuts. That's just where my end of things ends up. But anyway, bye.